and I'm drawing. And it's also my birthday. Woohoo! So yeah, as per usual, you guys just like drop your requests in the chat of like what's like anime characters you want me to draw. I think I've decided maybe I'll also take like characters from video games to draw, though I also think I don't play or haven't played as many video games as I wish I've played. But good evening, Elion. Happy birthday. Oh, thank you. Yeah. The big 2, 3. That's how old I am. So, I've had a thought. Um, I came prepared this time in case I got hungry. I gave myself potato chips. Or Juan actually got me these potato chips. I need to eat them. Um, but I decided to put them here in case I want a snack. So I've had a thought. Um, so Chainsaw Man and Demon Slayer have, it appears they're both in consideration for being nominated for the Academy Awards. Um, Also, interestingly enough, a Miku who can't sing is apparently qualifies to be considered, which would be kind of funny, but also really fun if that movie got nominated too. Uh, One of my students that I teach music to really likes that movie. Big Miku fan. So in my head, I'm kind of like, yeah, they need the Miku representation. But so yeah, Demon Slayer and Chainsaw Man primarily are like they could be considered for Academy Awards. Um, I've never heard of that band or that song, but I'll look it up. Um, so I don't just want Chainsaw Man and Demon Slayer to be in the running for only Best Animated Picture. I think they should honestly be in the running for, I mean, I think soundtrack. Like, because I think, well, again, if you've like kind of followed my posts, I think this year especially for some reason, I've like been listening to quite a lot of music by Kensuke Ushio. I think that's how you say his name. He wrote the soundtracks for A Silent Voice and Dandadan and Chainsaw Man and Devilman Crybaby. Uh, and for his soundtrack for Chainsaw Man, the movie, I thought it was really good. I think that it would be really cool if, yeah, he got nominated for just like best soundtrack. I think that like I also think the composer for Demon Slayer should get nominated too. Like definitely out of the two, if one of them gets nominated, I am doing well. I'm a voice actress and I'm planning to draw. By the way, give me anime characters to draw in the chat. Yes, I ate today. What I'm talking about currently is how I don't just want Demon Slayer or Chainsaw Man to be nominated for Academy Awards, I also kind of want them to be nominated for soundtrack. Because I think with the Reze Arc movies soundtrack, it's just like beautiful and amazing, and Kensuke Ushio is like so versatile, where he can make these like super classical kind of like inspired songs. And with Chainsaw Man having so many of like these influences of like American film and old film and like horror movies, but also drama and comedy. I think that he executes all of those things really well and like elevates that with his soundtrack. Oh, thank you for the gift. And I think that. What do you voice for? Mostly individual projects, but I'm in some audio dramas, a couple animatic slash animated projects. You can check out my voiceover work in a playlist on my channel called Projects I'm in. I think that, yeah, like he's just really versatile and I think totally elevated the movie with his soundtrack. I think the soundtrack for Demon Slayer is also really well done. And just having this very cinematic feel and then having these really iconic character moments that are also just elevated by the soundtrack. Like I think watching especially the like battle between like Giyu and Akaza, like the second that started I was like, oh, this soundtrack is super good. But yeah, that's it's definitely wishful thinking because I think this year in general we're all just surprised that even in consideration there's so many anime movies, and usually in the past there's been Studio Ghibli movies, but I don't think Miyazaki considers his films to be anime necessarily. And but I think that like just this year, well, and I think we all remember a year in which I remember going over one of the comments in a post I made kind of talking about this, where I think we all remember the year where we were a little disappointed and surprised where A Silent Voice and Your Name weren't nominated. Which is crazy because those movies are beautiful. And to have just like 3 anime movies being considered this year is just like wild. And I'm really hoping that if any of them get nominated and win, I really want it to be Chainsaw Man. But yeah, I think that like I just, yeah, it's wishful thinking, but I'm hoping it happens. But yeah. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just like scrolling through. Let's see. Yeah. Thank you for the gifts. Sorry if I'm missing anyone in the chat. But yeah. That's my anyways, I just had to like get that opinion out there because I was like yeah, I I've been thinking about this a lot. And I feel like this year it's just like it's crazy. But yeah, anyways, let me look at some of the anime characters you guys suggested. I remember seeing Samurai Champloo as an option, but I haven't watched that yet. I'm so sorry. Oh, Miku! Maybe I'll draw Miku. That would be pretty cool. Yeah, I'll draw Miku. All right. Let's see. Well, now I gotta remember what Miku looks like. Okay. Yeah, this is a drawing stream, so I was like, yeah, I should probably get to drawing. But yeah, like all in all, I think at the very least, the common consensus is this is kind of just a really great and surprising year in a way if you're like an anime fan, cuz and don't get me wrong, like I understand the trade-off for some people. I understand it's really difficult where it's like anime is in a place where it's now so much more like popular, which is great. And that at the same time, I think some people have a very personal connection to that and a little bit of like a rough past where it's like they've been like bullied for that and they're like, why'd I get bullied for this when I was younger? But now it's like this super cool thing and everyone's into it. And that's definitely tough. Uh, I think I liked anime a little later, so I kind of avoided being bullied for that for the most part. Though I wasn't particularly popular or had a lot of friends when I was younger. But I think on the whole, a lot of us are just happy to see like the acknowledgement of the hard work that like voice actors put in and like how like beautiful and artistic anime is. And all around we're just like, wow, this is a very impressive year, I think, for us. With so much good like content in movies and whatnot. I'm Hispanic. Oh, I drew Naruto in a previous stream. You can check that out. But yeah. No, I'm not. I'm just drawing. Let's see. Now I can't remember what Miku's bangs look like. That's okay. Every Miku is canon, so somewhere out there there is a Miko with my how I draw Miku's bangs. They are a little wonky. Thank you for the gift. Let's see. How did you start as a voice actor? Well, when I was towards the end of my high school years, I got a lot more into anime. I always kind of liked the art style, so I'd like draw it a bit when I was younger. But I think I really got into it towards the end of high school. And I remember watching a couple of shows, and I think in particular, watching Attack on Titan. I was like, the dude who voices like Levi Ackerman is like really good. And just kind of looked into it, and I was like, oh, this is like and then by extension, kind of learned about like Critical Role, and I was like, oh, this is like a whole like career you can have, which is awesome because I really wanted to get into acting, but also it seemed like, to me at least, I was like, I just wish there was a way to play like so many interesting characters that maybe like wasn't super like looks based. And hence where anime kind of comes in the thing that interested me sort of, because it's like, wow, you can just play like so many characters, which is kind of fun. And they're all just super different from one another. Like, I can voice like older women and younger women and heroes and villains and like even like the opposite gender occasionally and like younger boys, because like, so that would even maybe like someday it'd be cool to be like a shonen protagonist, like, because yeah, most younger boys in voice acting are voiced by women, because we're just able to do like the silly goofy voice, and like, but also we can make it like kind of serious and intense. And yeah, so that was something that was like really interesting to me. And that's kind of how I got into voice acting. Matthew Mercer and watching a lot of anime and wanting the chance to play characters that were a little different from me. Let's see. You have a good voice for sure. Oh, thank you. That's a cool pencil. I didn't even. Oh, it says like CSUN Theater on it. I didn't even know which pencil I was using. Do you think that AI will replace voice acting permanently? No, I don't. I think that there is this beautiful human element and versatility that people bring to the table. I think that, and you have so many of these acting styles that are so specific to those individuals, and they can just always surprise you with what they're capable of doing. I actually think, in general, this is kind of why I sort of like Solo Leveling so much. I think Alex Lee, when he did Solo Leveling, I think he definitely, it was probably like unintentional too, but I think he just totally like pushed forward more of this like reasoning with his performance as to why like a voice actor can't just be replaced by machinery or AI or a robot, because like he he's just so versatile. In season 1 he did so good, and then season 2 he did even better, and he just, I think that's like one of the most like perfect casting choices I've ever seen in like more modern voice acting. But yeah, I have no clue what's going on in the comments. Someone's getting scammed in the chat? Question mark? I don't know what that's about. Happy birthday also was rule number 3. You're referring to my most recent meme, where I thought it'd be funny to just end down like rule number 3 dot dot dot, like she's just like continuing to list like rules. I would assume if rule number 1 is like look both ways before crossing the street, And rule number 2 is you gotta like hold hands on your way to the bathroom so you don't get lost because we use like the buddy system. Rule number 3 is probably maybe no running in the halls or like to speak quietly in the library. But yeah, Sonic or Mario? That's an interesting question because I don't know if I was ever like super extensively into either. I will say it probably leans a little more towards Sonic, and I think especially watching was that this year? I think it was this year when Sonic 3 came out. I remember watching that movie and I was like, this movie's actually like really great. If that came out this year, I kind of feel like that should also get nominated for visual effects. But we'll see, I guess. Because I don't really know what the criteria is for that, but that would be really cool. I'm kind of putting a lot of detail into this Miku, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't think that was my intention when I started out, but now it's like, it's too late. I want to do my best. Let's see. Have you had a video game role? Not yet, and I continue to audition for those because I really want to be in a video game. But yeah. Let's see. Sorry for missing any comments. I feel like I missed a question here. But yeah. Hello to any of you just joining the stream. Again, sorry if I missed some of the comments because I'm just drawing. Let's see, is this? Let's see. Yeah, don't worry. I'll do my best to monitor the chat today. I feel like I'm getting better at it, which is good. But yeah. Okay. This is looking kind of cool so far. Look at this! This is all I have so far. We're like 20 minutes in. What's your goal at the moment? What's something you aspire to do? Be in an anime, for sure. I aspire to work on my versatility in voice acting more because sometimes I felt like towards the beginning of when I did voice acting, I was so good at that. And then I had to go on a vocal rest. And then some of that I've kind of lost. And like, I mean that in a way of like making my voices less. I mean, you gotta find inspiration in the archetypes, but then I think making them less tropey.
Because I can do like a really small voice like this, but maybe my character's like kind of introverted or sad or something. So maybe she kind of talks more like this because she's like depressed or has like a sad backstory.
And just working on like things like that. But yeah. It is Miku. I am drawing Miku. I'm trying my best. It's Miku from memory. I don't know like all of the like greatest Miku hits, if I'm being honest. You guys are gonna have to like educate me on that. Because I think I only remember watching like 2 Miku music videos in my youth. One I think was where she was like dancing in like on a can of vegetables and her like outfit changed 90 times in the music video. And then the other one was, I don't even know if this is an original Miku song, but like the polka one. But yeah. Yes, you can see the Miku so far. It's it's not that far along yet, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Yeah, I think voice acting is tricky. I think that it's it's hard to find characters sometimes that are just like, I guess how would I put it? Like the perfect, like, I don't know, just fit for your voice in a way. But you gotta try your hardest. It's also why I like to have a grace for a lot of voice actors, because like, believe me when I say this, like when you see sometimes a voiceover performance and you think like, I don't know if this VA like fits this character that well or whatnot, I guarantee like they're trying their best with being cast. Like they give it their all. They're doing everything they can to make sure that the performance feels like how the character looks. They're trying everything to take inspiration from the Japanese voice actor if it's dubbing. And yeah, voice acting's hard. I love it, but it's very, very difficult. Me remembering I don't know how to draw arms, and for some reason choosing to draw arms and hands. Okay, which way? There we go. The hand is a little small, so I'm just gonna draw a quick one and then maybe like touch it up a little bit. Let's see. Hello, I'm new to this channel. Seems interesting to chill around. Welcome. Can I do a Miku voice? Well, I don't know why, but in my like recent video where I made the like McDonald's Miku meme,
I kind of just make her sound like this. But maybe she'd sound like a little smaller.
but Miku's like has like her Vocaloid voice. and which I can't do that. It's funny because in my head, I've always like thought a little bit like, I'm like, well, if voice acting doesn't work out, I can always just make like nightcore versions of songs with my own voice because I can do all the small voices. Stream. Okay, sorry. The stream was being wonky for a second. Have I ever thought of doing camera acting? So, I'll probably like, yeah, I think it's good to kind of dabble in every type of acting. Like, you want to be good at a little bit of everything. You want to be versatile. You want to be able to take as many opportunities as you can. And yeah, I think my main goal is voice acting. I hope to dabble more in camera acting. Yeah. I think if there's also a goal I want within acting, if I get like really far, I want to treat everyone with kindness. I want to encourage other people who are getting into acting. Maybe also make acting just like a safe, welcoming environment too for a lot of people. Sometimes it can be kind of intense. I think the arts in general can tend to be kind of intense, and I'm like, I don't I don't know if I think things should take hard work and dedication. I don't think it's good to mentally break yourself though, or like be like super uncomfortable just for a role. I think your mental health and your safety and your comfort matters much more. And I want to work hard to get really far and also make sure that other people in acting feel welcome. But yeah. My roommate did say happy birthday to me. Oh, I wish I could respond right now. Because I don't want her to think like I hung up because I don't like you. That's not true. She's the best. And I appreciate it. I'll probably call her later and be like, I'm sorry. I was streaming. Oh, drawing hands is hard. Okay, I made this elbow very massive for sure. If I can just... this looks like alright, but not perfect. Which is fine, I guess, but I want it to be perfect. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Do you like Stray Kids? The K-pop group? I've listened to a bit of their music, but honestly not that much. I feel like you would have been great in My Hero Academia. Your cadence fits that universe. Oh, it would have been super cool to voice a character in My Hero. I think if there was any characters I would have wanted to voice in My Hero, it probably would have been. Well, it's also hard because then I look at the voice actors now who are cast and I'm like, okay, they're really, really good. I think Lady Nagant would have been a very cool character to voice in something like My Hero. But I think Erica Lindbeck's voice is just perfect for that character. And the second I heard she was cast, I was like, yes. Because, yeah, definitely one of my favorite voice actresses for sure. Okay, now to remember what Miku wears. I know she wears something like this. And then she has a kind of like vest type quality to her dress. Again, this is Miku from memory, so I'm sorry if I'm not doing justice to how Miku looks. I know there's some dedicated Miku fans out there probably who are like, I remember every detail of how Miku looks. And they're just gonna like judge my drawing later and be like, that's wrong. I appreciate that though, because again, I think criticism, constructive criticism is very helpful. I probably should have started out with like more of a drawing skeleton too, because that usually helps me. I only kind of remember how she looks sometimes. I know she has a skirt. Let's see. You look like a nerd, but not by choice. Yeah, that's true. Oh, Japanese voice actors are amazing. Like, I think that, I mean, half the battle with, like, dub voice acting is, like, how can you emulate a performance and be faithful to that while also, like, showing and adding something really unique within your style of acting to the character. But mostly trying to be as faithful as possible. But yeah. I'm honestly kind of curious who's gonna be nominated for best like dub voice actors for the anime awards next year, the Crunchyroll Anime Awards. And I'm kind of thinking that like honestly like Alex Lee is probably going to be up there for Solo Leveling season 2. But I think that also I could definitely see Ryan Colt Levy, who is Denji in the dub of Chainsaw Man, being up there. I think they have to add a category too of like best like supporting voice actors for characters, Because sometimes I kind of feel like, too, I'm like, I think that there's some voice actors who voice side characters, and they did, like, a really great job. But yeah. Okay. I remember Miku has these, like, half sleeve kind of things. That was descriptive, wasn't it? I'm like, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Let's see. You just watched Watership Down? The old cartoon? That one's kind of violent. Like, this is what I have so far. I'm doing my best. Hands are difficult. They make me cry. All right. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, hands are pretty difficult to draw. Watership Down is actually, sorry, still thinking about that comment. That's probably like one of my favorite books. I'm not sure why. It's like, it's just kind of a very, is fun the word? Book. Sort of war allegories with rabbits. It's basically kind of like Lord of the Rings, but with rabbits. But yeah, it's very well done. That used to be like a whole genre, like the sort of like anthropomorphic animal thing. I still think that like I got lucky because when I was like really little, I really liked Owls of Ga'Hoole, and like the movie they made of it was made by like Zack Snyder. So the cinematography and like the fights and the scenes were just like off the charts, like amazing. Like that is more than you could ever hope for when you're little and you want an adaptation of your like owl fantasy book that you like adapted. So yeah, that was pretty cool to see as a kid. You have a question. Yes, you may ask your question. So long as it's respectful. What are you doing for Thanksgiving? Probably eating. Definitely eating. Okay, now we just need to draw her eyes. Okay. This is actually turning out really good so far. I think sometimes perspective in drawing is a little tricky for me. It's definitely something I want to get better at. Let's see. Oh, thank you for saying happy birthday. Today I am turning 23. But yeah. All right. Let's see. All right. I don't know what time it is. I guess it depends where you live. But yeah. Oh, I wish I had my colored pencils too, because this is turning out really good. It's okay. It's okay. So I just started playing Dispatch finally, because Juan told me I would like it. Which I am liking it so far. I think it's a fun game. I think it is nice that you can kind of play the main character either like really kind of like maybe a little gritty and more pessimistic, or just like more hopeful as a person. Because I think like in my head, don't get me wrong, like occasionally I do like just having like edgier like main characters and everything. But sometimes I'm like, I want main characters who are like nice or hopeful or encouraging. And yeah. So I like that that's kind of an option. I think it's really impressive overall in those kinds of like choice games where you can still kind of make like there's like still this very big distinction in how a lot of the characters are like written or like who they are as people and everything. I think that like that's really impressive to me. To do that in a game where you're essentially still choosing what the characters do and whatnot. That's one of the reasons I really liked Detroit Become Human. I think by the end of that game, my favorite characters were probably between Kara and Marcus, I want to say. Let's see. Yeah, again, sorry if I'm missing some comments just because I'm like drawing. I have no clue what's going on in the chat. Just remember everyone to be respectful to each other in the chat. Let's see. But yeah. Welcome to any of you just joining the stream. What game are you playing at the moment? Thank you for the gift. What game am I playing at the moment? Well, yeah, I just started playing Dispatch with my boyfriend. And I think I still have to, like, make my way through and finish Armored Core. But yeah. I am enjoying playing Armored Core right now. It's probably one of the easier From Software games. But yeah. Yes, I will show the Miku drawing soon. I'm trying to think of, like, how people's eyebrows look when they're happy. Let's see. This isn't... Yeah, they're just kind of, like, regular. I can't really remember what Miku's eyebrows look like. Okay, let's see. I need her to look a little happier than how I've drawn her. All right. That's pretty good. That's solid. Yes, I'll show my Miku drawing in a second. Okay, I know what I'm doing. This is great. This is turning out awesome. I actually do mean that. It's turning out very nicely. It's a little tricky, but I think I'm doing well. Let's see. Yes, I'm using myself as a reference. That's true. Yes. I was just trying to remember mostly because I feel like this is like when they're like more like inwards, that's like when you're sad or concerned. I was having a hard time thinking about like happy. It's like more upwards. Did you move rooms? No. I'm visiting Juan currently. My boyfriend, who's also a voice actor, who's very talented. So yeah. Okay. So this is kind of like Miku from memory in my art style. So I'm hoping it looks like a little Miku-ish. But I guess I'll just have to be judged by the Miku fans. They would know. This looks pretty good, if I do say so myself. What do we think so far? Let's see. I'm glad everyone's liking the drawing so far. Doing my best. And let's see. Technically, I've talked about this before, I should be shading in circles, but I'm being defiant. Just because this is kind of like a quick sketch of Miku. I say that, but it's been like, what, like an hour at this point. I don't know if that really counts anymore as like a quick sketch. Okay. Yeah, I wish I had my colored pencils. Do I have like a blue marker? Maybe? Yeah, it's from memory. Thank you. I do my best. I try my best. Let's see. I'm just going to put a little bit of shadow by her hair. Alright. And then maybe a little bit here. All right. Let's see. Oh wait, I still gotta. I keep forgetting whenever I have extra stuff. Have you played the new Pokemon game? I haven't yet, but I got to be a part of a skit, which you can see in my posts recently, where it was like a little joke skit with, I believe the character names are Canary and Iono in Pokemon. So yeah, you should check that out because it was really funny. And I was glad I got to be a part of that skit. Let's see. Need to clean some of the pencil shavings up. Actually, that looks good. Okay. Let's see. Uh, Alright, I promise I'll show you guys the drawing soon. You have to trust the process. Let's see. Sorry. Alright. It's almost done. Okay. So, again, this is from memory. I'm sorry if I didn't accurately capture Miku, but the finished product, the finished Miku drawing. This is what she looks like, right? Am I wrong? Yeah, what do you guys think of it? Is it good? Alright, let's see. We'll do... Actually, let's see what time it is. The eyes are amazing. Thank you. I did my best to, like, do the shading and just make it look, like, super detailed. But yeah. Yes, I am into anime. You're extremely good at drawing. Thank you. I try my best. Yeah, I'm actually very happy with how this turned out. It looks nice. I wish if I had a reference, I could probably do even better. But yeah, this was from memory. Let's see. All right. That might conclude today's stream. Because I might, like, eat some of my potato chips that I have here. But yeah, that I don't know. I put so much time and effort into it today. I was like, that took a lot longer than I thought it would. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Thank you for joining the stream. I hope you all have a good day and a good week. And yeah. Oh yeah, references definitely make everything better, for sure. Thank you for the gift. Thank you all for watching. And yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Again, I'm a voice actress if you want to check out projects I've been in. I have a playlist of projects I've been in on my channel. If you just want to watch the silly memes I voice and make, you can watch those also on my channel. But yeah, and feel free to check out my content. If you're looking for a voice actress to hire, I have like a casting call club account. And you can also check out some of my auditions on that. But yeah, I hope you all have a great day. Bye.